7 signs that you're not ready to start investing using debt. Right now, there are a lot of people who are borrowing to invest because they are attracted by the high returns, mostly because they feel if I put in my money, I'll get a return of maybe 20+%. But debt can multiply your wealth or multiply financial mistakes. But that does not mean you should not take debt to invest, but it should be strategic. And in today's episode, we're going to look at signs that you need to look out for before taking out debt. And if you have at least 5 or more of these signs, then it's your sign that you should not even consider taking debt for investment. Hello good people, hope you're doing well. Jessie is my name and this is the Money and Growth Circle, where we're working towards financial peace and ultimately financial freedom. If this is your kind of content, you can consider joining the circle by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so that every time we have a new upload, you will be notified. And if you would like, you can join our membership. You just use the join button down there. If whether you're a starter, you have picked the momentum, you're doing well, or you have perfected your growth, there is a membership circle for you. And I would love to grow the circle as a team, not as me, so that we walk the journey together. Let's get to the video. The truth is, some succeed using debt for investment, others fail and suffer in silence without showing people under debt pressure nobody sees online. So before you borrow your money to grow your wealth, here are the signs you have to look at that may actually tell you whether you're ready or not to borrow for investing. Like I've always said, borrowing is good, but it has to be good debt, not a bad debt. What's a bad debt? Is borrowing for consumption. Like say you're borrowing to upgrade your sofa set and the ones that you're sitting on are already okay, so those are the things you should avoid. Sign number 1, you don't have stable cash flows. Debt requires consistency. Payment is expected promptly, whether the investment is doing well or not, which means your primary source of repayment should not be from the investment. It's yet to grow, so it cannot sustain its repayments. If your income fluctuates heavily, your business cash flow is unpredictable, or you're already struggling financially, debt investing can become dangerous very quickly. Let's take an example. You took a loan of $500,000 expecting your business to grow or your investment to grow fast. Then your income drops for 3 months. The investment may survive, but your cash flow may not. So this has to be put into consideration before you make that decision to sign off the loan form. You don't want to become a defaulter in 3 months of starting your investment, or you're wondering whether to quit the investment and come and pay off the debt. The second sign is that you're chasing fast money. You're looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. You hear that a certain investment, I'll give an example of Kuza Momentum Special Fund. In 2024, they gave returns of 45%. You take a loan, you come and put your money in Kuza, expecting that the 45% return is what is going to help you repay the loan. That was in 2024. In 2025, they reported below 25%. Can you imagine even dealing with the emotional distress that comes with such a drastic change in expectation? So you need to be very careful and know that investments start growing from 3 years and above, but you cannot expect that you invest today and by the end of the year you're rich. The third and most important is that you don't understand the investment. I will never fail to overemphasize on this. Before you put in your money, get to understand what the investment is all about, how it works, where they invest your money, the risks involved in the investment, and perhaps your fallback plan in case the investment does not work out. Don't always be attracted by returns. They may be deceiving. Some companies actually report good returns to attract investors. So you will be among the people who fall prey for such scenarios. And also remember, sometimes there are times businesses make supernormal profits and then they come down. So they may not always be trapping you. It may be in the normal cycle of a business. Sometimes they do well, sometimes it goes down. So do not be a victim of expecting that you're going to make money just because your friend made money. Understand, so that you are embracing the risk, knowing very well what it is all about. Remember, the key thing about investing is understanding the risk before you embrace it. The fourth thing is that you do not have an emergency fund. I have said time and time again, you can never think of investment before you have your emergency fund in place. Your emergency fund should be at least 6 months worth of living in case something happens to your main source of income. Like I've said in the previous point, if anything affects your investment for 3 months, at least, even if your main income cannot sustain the repayment, perhaps you can dig into the emergency fund for the time being as you put your house in order. But if you don't now even have an emergency fund, it puts you into a deeper hole more than where you are at the moment. Number 5, losing your investment will destroy you emotionally. Before you start investing, you should know how to handle your emotional expectation when it comes to investment. Always remember that some of the investments are bound to maybe grow. Sometimes they fluctuate, sometimes they go up. So you should be emotionally stable to invest. Some of the ways that you can ascertain whether you're emotionally stable to invest is by ensuring you have cash flows. That means you're not relying on the investment for your consumables. Ensuring that you have an emergency fund, that you will not require to withdraw that money in case an emergency comes up. It is not your only source of investment, because imagine investing your hard-earned money and not getting returns. And that is the reason I always say you have to diversify and have a mix of low, medium, and high-risk investments so that you have some stability, some growth, and you're still building wealth. Number 6, you don't know your debt to income ratio. In a month, you don't know what percentage of your income goes to loans. And remember, we said if you are a sole breadwinner, at least you should have 50% free of any liabilities, so that you can be able to sustain your lifestyle and your family's lifestyle. Perhaps if you have 2 sources of income, then you can consider maybe going more than the 50%, but the recommended is not more than 50%. And if you go by 50%, make sure your lifestyle aligns with the 50%. The next thing is, it is important to test the investment you're considering with a small amount before you go all in, so that you can see whether it is something that aligns with your current financial position, or indeed what they are saying is what they are giving. Sometimes it's good to just test. How many times do you have a scenario where you think your friend is leading you to a good business deal only to find yourself in a trap? So do not always look out for what people are saying or following hype. The next one is that you don't have an exit plan. In case you want to withdraw, have you understood what the terms are? Like for special funds, they have 6 months lock-in period. Are you ready for a 6 months lock-in period? Do you understand that for the 6 months you cannot withdraw your money? And of course, that is why you actually need to ensure that you have an emergency fund in place before you start going all in with investments. And Would you consider exiting if returns don't come? And what if at some point you want to reduce the risk? How would you exit? So make sure you understand all this. The next mistake is that you're influenced by people more than the numbers. This is emotional influence over financial logic. You see an influencer talking about how they're making money. You see people talking about their high lifestyle, making money from Forex. You see WhatsApp screenshot messages. In fact, this is one of the most popular marketing tactics. I've seen people posting how they are making money from different sites, and when others try, they don't actually make as much money. I don't know what happens, or there are those scams we hear about. Let me know in the comment section, have you encountered a scam that promised you returns and they didn't give you returns? I would love to know. Let's even educate the others so that they don't fall for the trap. The truth is, debt can absolutely help build wealth, but only if cash flow is stable, risk is controlled, investments are understood, and emotional discipline exists. Most people fail because they leverage too early. Let me know your experience. Whether have you ever considered taking debt to invest? Have you invested using debt? How has your experience been? Let's learn from each other. To be honest, I have. So in our previous video, we talked about whether you can take debt to finance investing. And I'm sure that it's something, if you clicked to watch this video, that would interest you, because perhaps you have been thinking whether it is a worthwhile consideration, but indeed it is something you would consider. So check the video out so that you get to have a feel. I'll try link it here so that you can just pick it after you finish watching this one. In our next video, we are going to look at how smart investors strategically use debt to create wealth. This is a must watch, okay? So make sure you're subscribed and turn on the notification bell so that you're notified every time we have a new upload. And see you on the next one. Bye.